My name is Yasmine Ahmed and I'm the UK Director of Human Rights Watch. Thank you to Your Excellencies, the committee, and to all those who are present today. Human Rights Watch has been documenting for decades the abuses and crimes that have been happening in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. And we have, alongside that, been advocating for change, both in Israel and around the world. Today, we are here at one of the principal seats of the United Nations, an institution built to prevent and respond to situations of mass atrocities. And yet we are now in the 6th month of an ongoing atrocities in Gaza. And after decades of crimes, including apartheid, being inflicted on the Palestinian people by Israel. And where are we? Most of the international community stands at best impotent and at worst complicit in these crimes. Let's just stop to remember. Between October the 7th and March the 12th, over 30,000 Palestinians have been killed. Over 70,000 Palestinians have been injured. 72% are women and children. That's over 20,000 Palestinian women and children. As we sit here today in Geneva, Gaza is literally starving. Israel is using starvation as a weapon of war, in violation of its international obligations and in direct contravention of the ICJ's provisional measures. The ICJ being the apex UN court. As we have heard, crimes against Palestinians in the West Bank are accelerating at an unprecedented rate as well, turning the so often symbolic reference to a two-state solution dead in the ocean of the destroyed Palestinian future. But this sits against a backdrop of decades of crimes against humanity, of apartheid and a persecution and other crimes inflicted on the Palestinians by Israel. We also must remember today the hostages who are being held against international law and those who were subjected to crimes on October the 7th. But let's be very, very clear. The atrocities that are being inflicted against the Palestinian people in Gaza today would not be happening if it were not for the provision of arms, military equipment, diplomatic cover, and other forms of support by third states, including some of those who claim to be the leaders of the rules-based international order. The very foundations of that order are shaking beneath our feet due to this hypocrisy and the clear double standards. As my colleagues of Adamir, PCHR and others have said, this moment is not only about the Palestinian people, but about the legitimacy and survival of the entire rules-based order. But unfortunately, the complicity did not start in 2023. Countries, including the United Kingdom in particular, played a direct role by virtue of being a mandate holder in the dispossession of the Palestinian people from their homeland in 1948. This heavy historical responsibility should weigh on the conscience of states like the United Kingdom and serve to amplify the significance of the UK and other states' responsibilities under international law. Unfortunately, to date, the United Kingdom has failed to discharge its responsibilities and comply with its obligations, and in fact has consistently attempted to block accountability of Israel for its crimes, including at the ICC and the Commission of Inquiry established by the Human Rights Council. The crimes that we are seeing today are a direct result of the cloak of impunity that has been provided to Israel over many decades by third states. As we have heard, states and state officials have an array of obligations under international law to not facilitate, contribute, or otherwise be involved in international crimes under the laws of state responsibility and specific conventions, as well as customary international law. In the context of arms transfer, they also have obligations under relevant domestic and international conventions when there is a clear risk that arms and military equipment transferred by them to Israel might be used to facilitate or commit serious violations of international law. That threshold has clearly been met. In the United Kingdom today, Human Rights Watch is working together with a coalition of organisations to push the UK government to impose an arms embargo now. We are looking at intervening in a case that has been brought by our colleagues at Al-Haq, and we have been also pushing relentlessly for the government to impose sanctions on Israel beyond an arms embargo and beyond the 4 settlers that have been sanctioned for the activities in the West Bank. We are pushing for the UK government to ensure that they support accountability efforts at the ICC and the Human Rights Council, to make sure that they are investigating UK officials and UK nationals who may be complicit in crimes, and to be using every point of leverage, whether that's trade, diplomatic, military and other forms, to ensure that Israel ends the atrocities against the Palestinian people. Thank you.